the Liam Payne case from start to finish, and this is part 3. In this part, we are going to be starting from the 16th of October, and we are going to be working ourselves hourly as best we can throughout the day. October 16th. 6 a.m, according to TMZ, Liam ordered 5 bottles of whiskey. At 10 a.m, Roger allegedly visits the Casa Sur to bring Liam chocolate chip cookies. And in Roger's first statement, he said, quote, Liam seemed tipsy, like he had been drinking, but not in a bad state. It is also documented that that morning, Roger stayed and had breakfast with Liam at the Sacro restaurant. Reportedly, around this time, whilst Roger and Liam were having breakfast, a maid had allegedly gone upstairs and found white powder in Liam's room. So at what point did Esteban or another member of the hotel staff not contact or speak to Roger about this, seeing as Roger was down as the manager to them? He was known as Liam's manager, and he was present. He was present on the morning, not forgetting that Lula, assistant manager, was also staying somewhere upstairs at the Casa Sur. Did she join them for breakfast too? Did she stay up in the room? Or was the room in question that the maid allegedly saw actually the room that Lula was staying in? That question still remains unanswered. Now, moving back to Roger, his last statement to TMZ when he done this exact interview was, quote, I went to the hotel 3 times to check on Liam. On the morning he seemed tipsy, but nothing out the ordinary. He was in good spirits. He was surrounded by 15 other guests. He was talking and joking around with them. I left at 4 or 5 or so. He was in good spirits. He was perfectly balanced, nothing out of the ordinary, and that's when I said bye. He seemed faithful and happy. Now, ironically enough, even Harvey, who was the interviewer at TMZ, said that as much as they're Roger's accounts, other people's versions of events of that morning and day are widely different. 11:30 a.m. Around an hour and a half later, 2 escorts allegedly turned up to the Casa Sur, Aldana and Lucila. Allegations were that they were booked for Liam. It is claimed that they arrived and they drank alcohol with Liam, but stated that they did not consume any rugs. They also claimed that they left at 4 p.m. and that they had no intentions of actually staying that long, and the only reason that they did is because they weren't being paid and they were waiting for the money. So if Roger was constantly present at the hotel up until 4 or 5, why wasn't he present through any of this? Furthermore, interviews that were broadcasted on live TV actually leaked these messages. Now, these messages are allegedly from Esteban Grassi, which is the hotel manager, and Roger Nores. And the conversation reads this. This happened at 12:31. Esteban says to Roger, just for information purposes, these girls come to the room at 12:31. Also said by the reception manager, aka Esteban. He brought up a champagne and asked for 2 Johnny Walker bottles, and that was at 12:33. Roger Nores replies, thanks a lot. He also sends a message to Roger saying, Lula sent us an email to tell us not to provide you any more alcohol in the room. I'm just telling you so you're aware. So was Lula in the room that Liam was allegedly staying in? Did she have her own room? Why has none of this come out still? And more importantly, why the hell is Lula staying at the Casa Sur? Still, may I add, not being deemed as a suspect or had any sort of real interrogation. And considering that hotel was massively full, remember, they were struggling for rooms, but they have somehow managed to fabricate 2 rooms out of thin air. Hit a comment because we're getting ready for part 4.